What brought me to my level of gangster? Okay, so one thing you have to understand about this situation specifically is that I wasn't a full-on gangster until I was a victim of domestic violence. I mean, when I literally used a gun, literally banged, and had bitches every day, it wasn't until somebody confirmed something. This video is going to go into two halves. But before I go into it, let me tell you, Lily, before the victim, the first gang that I chose was Crip. It was our pattern recognition. You see, first off, my favorite rapper was Eminem, and so when I got to their group home, I walked around in a field like Snoop Dogg. I took a step, I'm like, this is the gang that I want to be, and what my journey landed on was my favorite rappers like Busta Rhymes, Fabulous, or Chris, they're all Crips. Lily, that was just the fun for a journey. That's when you're still messing with your mother's toys. That was when I was still square. So my original plan in the hood, because I come from California, was to hide behind E40. And what E40 was he was a Crip amongst, a whole bunch of Crips and Bloods are in a purple gang. Much like me, when I took over, the purple gang, I chose one gang. They're wondering, why am I getting all these strippers on Snapchat? Why did Lily, he only has 10 block accounts, I have over 1,000. What they're saying in their head. And that's how it started, really. So what I did, how my career first started, was I was a square who held on to the internet, but I knew something about a gangster. A gangster isn't who he is on TV. A gangster is actually fair. You wanna know why? Because the government doesn't give autistic people, Asperger's people a fair chance. Since my old friend RJ, Lily, this gun is to protect. But the principle around the gangster, there was a reason why, Lisa Potterhead, Nikki was still trying. Because everything around what Earth says is what Earth does is straightforward thing, and a gangster is known for, all types and forms of reverse psychology. That program works is a whole bunch of people move their feet in the meaning, and they do a whole bunch of mystic shit. I already explained what, what doing mystic is in rap. How Sabu do, how he went around? Go around anything that's quality. Now today's race is very disrespectful because we're basically rapping like Ludacris, Master P, Busta Rhymes, etc. A little kid that thinks like a teenager can hack your account, literally do this and that, and gain, gun access easily. Now there's, a little bit of regulation to that. Literally what ends up happening when they fuck a B person is they end up for immoral. But that's a story, down the line for another video. But, the topic, back to, the beginning of a Crip, what I would do was I would say something plain, literally hold on to society. So how the E40, plan worked out was I was making A&Ds, animated music videos like a square, for local rappers, not mainstream rappers. So I was slowly, starting my way to the top. What ended up happening was I was getting at the bitches. So I have all these cartoons literally on my Instagram website with the referencing rappers like Yugi Moto, literally from Yu-Gi-Oh! I put as Nepta Pharaoh, and Nepta Pharaoh was from Galea, which is where my auntie and my cousin moved at. What ended up happening there was, I confronted a little kid, literally, that, I offered a swisher, literally, and then he, tried to play me, and then, I grew up and recognized that he played multiple people that day, so I thought I was gonna give him with common street sense, saying that, yo, you're in front of the bar station, why you trying to act hard? And so, literally, what ends up happening? He corrects me, literally with the voice of the beast. Yes, I know about the beast and blood being, literally, and I think it's stupid, okay? Literally, because I know the problem with gangster, because a gangster has, a perfect persona, perfect semblance, why he gets nobody real. He gets nothing but, fake people. Like autistic in high school, and they immediately call out your mentality. No, they play around with your mentality. Now, what I'm gonna say is gonna shock you down the line of this video. What I know about a gangster versus a real life person is frightening. A real life person, stays by more, moral principles. The gangster literally stays spontaneous, dealing with everybody, hiding behind their shit. Other person's gotta look at the situation and problem more realistically. Now, happened was when I say something plain, literally, when I made those A&Bs for people, when I held on to for you, people can still give me what, the concrete style, literally. What I do is I learn from the arrow, because what that taught me how to do was keep my options open. So when you waste your criminal record, when you do this and that, when you waste, your fucking style, and the pen gets you, I can use my style to slowly get my way on top to a celebrity and become mainstream. But there's a moral and there's a principle behind that. You see, E40 is not led behind it for no good reason. He's doing it because E40 is a good person. Like, gangsta isn't who he is on TV, especially a Godfather. Like, Daddy, the guru, the guy literally got shot by Armand. Literally, what they believe is in somebody being at peace. And plus of all, they're adjacent. Literally, they're just like me. So he's thinking, does this, and that, me. What makes you think I'm not gonna defend him? I started making A&Bs until then. Now, what happened was I played around with my mob strategy. So before I go further into detail, literally, for the video, there's two facts I actually looked up about an official gangster now. It has to do something about Crips and Bloods, literally, where it comes to Bloods, my gang is also, wrong. Partially wrong for this video, because what Crips are known for is doing general things like going to work and school, are out of question, but literally holding all the general things like a popular audience. and forget completely about letting it come to you. And what Bloods do is that they double and pirate a whole bunch of facts to the government when they're already in trouble and don't recognize that they're a gang, okay? So let me repeat for this video. My gangster strategy was to say something plain and then hold on to society. Now to go further into this video, the reason why I kept this style realistically, lately. If you look at my criminal record, lately, it says statute of limitations, lately, where a cop uses it looks like a fight. Lately, it's that life's, unbearable, lately, when you don't bang, come on now. But then a caseworker can work with him, and that's what our cop says every single day, and it's annoying. And another, brutal fact I know about a gangster is that I know, literally, when they have people when they go to all these fucking mystic facts, literally going around in a meeting, saying, oh, the government's trying to get you this and that. I know exactly how gangsta operates, literally. When they go to their amusement park, when they see, literally, our real life shit that people work hard for, they say, all this shit's from the devil, literally. The government is out to get us. All this shit when they don't even have real money, but they can double and pie. Gangsters, really, literally, he can think his way out of his own problem, literally. He knows about, domestic violence. What makes a gangster, dangerous, far more dangerous than me, is that they double and pie the fight between a nephew and an uncle, and they say, hey, yo, real money is the real disability anyway, so there's no such thing as real money. Look what happens to autistic kids in the hood. And they hide behind Mystic. A gangster always hides behind Mystic, literally, when it's should be the main fork thing. And what Ann doesn't get, literally, when she's going to all these meetings where these guys get their pants, when they make it up for it, where Mystic back. Is that what you're missing? Literally, all those guys are doing all those footloose in the beings just to get in your pants. Nothing else. Then they're gonna say, oh, so they literally connected her government somewhere in his pants. And Ernest is a situation straight where he confronts somebody like her, Lily, it's straight fucking Lily, what else? And then he makes a plan beforehand. Because what about all those conversations for every single character on my child, Lily, that includes just a pleasure? What did they give it to him? Straight, Lily, so a gangster goes anything but straight where it comes to person, that's why he never gets errors. But then I fell for a gangster's real principle. Okay, so we already got that. I hold on to something plain, Lily, hold on to society, Lily, and where it comes to mystic shit, Lily, I go straight, Lily, they get confused. Just like what I said, foot in front of Uncle Tommy, he held on to this style. What happened to him? That was my gangster strategy. But before I go into a major factor of this video, I have to tell you why nerd gangster is their crime. There's a rapper called Beefy that used to listen to Nerdcore. It was Nerdcore. Nerdcore is MC Lars and a whole bunch of other people, Whitey Cracker, etc. And what they are is that they're nerds that learn from their mistakes. Once a nerd gets over his girl problem, lately, and benches over 300 pounds by eating protein bars and holding on to society, lately, he's got literally a gangster. He's like, boo. He's like, boo boo doo foo. He's like Toronto Tort, he's like Toronto Tort Typhoon. I'll put the Yu-Gi-Oh card face down, throw solid bullets and punch you in the face. Once nerds get over the problem, I'm like, I still get 1,000 times the Norse code in real life, honestly, I don't care if I am schizophrenic, just recognize, yo, Lily, he's watching Gabby on his phone, he's whooping your ass, Lily, you're holding on to your style, Lily, he's dodging every single one of your bullets, Lily, because he's been there and done that. And gangster hates that shit because a gangster has manufactured muscle, Lily, by going to big and have people going easy on him because unlike the autistic kid, the gangster master melee, and her girl, Lily, has been there and done that, has real muscle, Lily, for being straight out of the street, but having a sleazeball for her family, having a real girlfriend that he can get in her pants, except what you can use reverse psychology on. But then I fell for a gangster's plan strategy. What made me fall for a gangster is that I definitely did literally flat out called out their shit like, yo, you're a bitch, this and that. I never got cocky towards a gangster. I've always taken calculated risk. But the very first time, Lily, when I called Norte out, when I said Norte specifically, Lily, on the phone, on paper, Lily, I got jumped and I knew they were gonna jump me every single day. That takes my cake away from the situation. And what gangsters are notorious at and what they're good at, if you're wondering what happened, is I worked with both the God and the devil to get my plan. You wanna know why? Because the devil is charismatic. He's lust. And sex definitely sells on TV, but what makes literally the devil so dangerous in this world is that if you know the story of the Bible, literally fucking God let the devil win, and the devil takes over this world. But for why? God called the devil immature, basically. But guess what the devil gets to do in this situation, literally? Because you're human, God gets the ultimate laugh upstairs that could be a gay person, literally. You get life, literally, if you hold on to the devil. You say the devil could offer you, concrete sex, literally, lust. Fast food things that are rich and various. In this world where you have flesh and bone, where you can get concrete pussy, he kills you. What's the whole point about going to heaven if the devil's the one who catches you literally with flesh and bone? And that's why I'm the one who got the concrete sex on TV, literally. I worked with both of them. And so I used to be a mob boss, right? Maybe mob boss was hiding behind E40, literally fucking around with strippers like Jessica. So what happened was out through the string, and what's a mob boss based off knowing multiple people, but I knew multiple people to being a square. Hey Eric, Lily, you wanna check out my video? Hey Fat Joe, you wanna check out my video? It was just like that, Lily. I'm telling you, a gangster square air crime. I use the computer, Lily, they come up on a gangster. And some of those people have guns, like some of the people like Nepta Farrell, Lily, will beg for me out world in order for me to not fuck up my criminal record. So where it comes to a mob boss and you pulling the strings, it comes out to multiple people you know, but the multiple people are there for a square reason. They're there to protect me so I can keep doing what I'm doing on the internet. And now we have the conclusion for this video. People wondering why it makes so much money, literally what Gangsta get creams does is that you see the Gangsta strategy behind that is that they know the uncle and they're saying, literally, if I get into debt, the people won't take me seriously. I can live just like the autistic kids, so you're gonna bring it down literally to him and his uncle anyway. And then they actually get paperwork saying because you know the government works this and that, we can't make you feel pain. And they literally know that shit. Where it made me actually get real money on paper is that I played up society with no emphasis by being a square, by holding off people literally and got down all the way to the point where I dodged a bullet and made Bayside. Because I played up society with no emphasis, because I remained a square, I became a trillionaire. Because my strategy was to hold on to something plain, literally is why I became a star in a reality show. Let's go on to literally another section of this video, the final section. That's why I know about Gangsta in and out. And the number one rule of playing the streets is always be hard. Because where it started with the build, I started listening to rappers like Juvenile here and there. Because I knew somebody's gonna go mystic, so I have a mystic tool and principle to come along every time I come to a party. And you know what I did one time, literally, I had a colorful shirt on, literally, that looked like Cursor the Elvis statue, and I started pouring aloud like a little girl, literally, but I looked at Too Short. And then Too Short pointing his finger. That's the tool I learned around the Gangsta because I was strong, because they saw the build. Rappers like Too Short and Fat Joe accepted it. And that's why I try to tell you what Gangsta's like, I shit down your chest, don't do this and that, their mind is so open. That's why I'm open to all music. That's exactly why I became a trillionaire, really. And plus, really what Gangsta does to me is he fucks with your criminal record. These people teach you how to dance, and teach you how to be charismatic and funny, but you saw your criminal record and now you can't be a fucking superstar. But what you got me is not everybody can be a superstar. Some people have to be spurs, some people have to be this and that. So with the tool of how to build, literally, and always being hard, came Penguin Drum. Literally, I don't put emphasis on any Gangsta, literally, I just literally have a strong, hard build. So what happened was this guy fought Alberto in the reality show, who's a very fluid Gangsta. They used to be a part of Platinum Boys. And what ended up happening was Penguin Drum knows hard, he knows soft hip hop, he knows everything, and then he pokes his finger. Literally, then he takes a girl like Mariah Carey. He's like, why you acting like I'm not gonna smack Mariah on the ass? And you know, if you Google me, it'll say you two are old, that are gonna be the end of the universe. That's how Penguin Drum talks. Lily is a very relaxed, very Gangsta. Lily, why? Because he knows everything. And plus, the number one tool I knew about Gangsta Lily that I've been spreading across this channel is that a Gangsta, when you're fluid, when you're in the being, is a tool for another person's pawn. That's what Daddy is. Daddy is a king, and you're a pawn. If you dance around the being, it's Lily. If you're doing operations for him, that means you're a pawn. That's why I'm the Godfather. That's why people work for me on this Lily. That's why people really come to my customization. Wanna know why? Because I'm the one who pulls the string. I'm in charge, and now you know why. So a Godfather is the highest of a Gangsta. That's why I know how to use a scheme. How I became a Godfather was a scheme for an era of what a scheme is. So I take a lot to black out the perspective. All the verses about information. 0 versus Upturnio, B versus Alberto, Lily, the Yogi versus Zach. Those are all schemes, but I applied it. You see, there are two different forms of me when I was a Gangsta. When I became fluid was after I dodged the bullet, you know, in 2021, 2022, and all the times of Inflammation. I was a Gangsta at the group home, I was walking around like Snoop Dogg, really. So we're from Snoop Dogg at the group home. Shit what I do with karaoke. A Gangsta stop where I'm ahead. All the way being a fluid Gangsta at Funimation. We have the fire result, Penguin Drum, the guy who knows everything.